If your feet feel cold or numb at night, your body may already be sending you a warning. The problem is, most adults over 60 are told these signs are harmless. But in many cases, they point to circulation that's no longer getting the support it needs to stay strong. And that support may come down to 6 simple vitamins most people overlook. Think of your circulation like a network of small water pipes running down into your legs and feet. When everything is working well, the flow is steady and strong. But over time, those pipes can become stiff, narrow, or sluggish. And when that happens, your feet are the first place you feel it. Here's where it gets interesting. Some of the most powerful ways to support that flow don't start with exercise. They start at the cellular level, with specific vitamins that help your blood move, your vessels relax, and your nerves communicate properly. And one of these vitamins is something many seniors are already taking, but in a way that doesn't actually help their circulation at all. So if your legs feel tired, your feet feel cold even in a warm room, or you've noticed more tingling or stiffness lately, stay with me. Because once you understand what's really happening inside your body, the solution becomes much clearer and much more hopeful. Now let me explain this in a way that truly fits how your body works. Your circulation is like a delivery system. Your heart is the pump, your blood vessels are the roads, and your blood carries oxygen and nutrients. Your legs and feet sit at the very end of that route. It's like an uphill trip. Blood travels down, then must push back up against gravity. When things work well, your feet feel warm, your legs feel light, and movement feels easy. But what I often see in my older patients is this. Those roads begin to stiffen and narrow. Blood flow slows. The small leg muscles that help push blood upward weaken. Gradually, circulation becomes sluggish. You may notice cold feet, then tingling or numbness. Later, heavy legs or ankle swelling by evening. And here's the part many people miss. This isn't just aging, it's lack of support. Your blood vessels, blood, and nerves all depend on key nutrients to function properly. Without them, it's like a delivery system with weak fuel, damaged roads, and poor signals. But here's the good news. When you give your body the right vitamins, the ones that support blood flow, vessel flexibility, and nerve function, you can often help restore that flow in a very real, noticeable way. That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Before we go further, let me ask you something simple. How old are you? And have you noticed your feet feeling colder, numb, or heavier lately, even when the room isn't cold? Go ahead and share that in the comments. I do read them, and it also helps others realize they're not alone in what they're experiencing. Because if this sounds familiar to you, what we're about to cover next may be exactly what your body has been asking for. Let's start with number 6. And this one catches a lot of people off guard. Vitamin E, what I often call the anti-stiffness oil for your circulation. Now, most seniors think of vitamin E as something for skin or general wellness. But what's often overlooked is how directly it affects the way your blood actually moves through your body. As we get older, the inner walls of our blood vessels don't stay as smooth as they once were. They can become a little less flexible, a little more resistant to flow. And when that happens, your circulation doesn't move as freely as it should. Here's how that shows up in real life. Your feet stay cold longer than they used to. Your legs feel heavier by the end of the day. And there's that subtle, sluggish feeling that's hard to explain, but easy to notice. This is where vitamin E starts to make a difference. It helps support the inner lining of your blood vessels, keeping them more relaxed and less resistant to flow. Think of it like reducing friction inside the system, so blood can move more freely instead of struggling through tight spaces. It also acts as a protective shield. Over time, your blood vessels are exposed to ongoing wear and tear, especially after 60. Vitamin E helps defend against that damage, allowing your circulation to stay more responsive. And here's something I've seen again and again. When vitamin E intake improves, many older adults begin to notice small but meaningful changes. Their feet feel less icy at night, and that heavy, tired feeling in the legs eases up sooner. Now, what does this look like in your daily routine? You don't need anything extreme. A small handful of almonds, some sunflower seeds, or adding a bit of spinach to your meals can quietly support this process over time. Some people also consider supplements, but this part matters. If you're taking blood thinners, it's always important to speak with your doctor before adding more vitamin E. So the simple takeaway is this. Vitamin E helps your circulation move with less resistance. Not forced, not sluggish, but steady and smooth. And that alone can change how your legs and feet feel by the end of the day. And we're just getting started. Because the next vitamin doesn't just help with flow, it helps rebuild the very structure your blood depends on. Now let's move to number 5. And this one works more like a repair system your body depends on every single day. Vitamin C, what I call the repair crew for your blood vessels. Most people only think about vitamin C when they catch a cold. But inside your body, its role goes much deeper, especially when it comes to keeping your circulation strong and reliable. Let me show you what I mean. Your blood vessels aren't rigid. They're designed to flex, stretch, and adjust with every heartbeat. But as the years go by, that flexibility can start to fade. The vessel walls lose strength. They become less supportive. And over time, that affects how well blood can move through them. And this is where many seniors begin to notice changes. Your ankles look more swollen by evening. Your legs feel tighter, heavier, almost like they're carrying extra weight that wasn't there before. What's happening underneath is simple, but important. The structure of your circulation system is no longer as strong as it once was. This is exactly where vitamin C becomes essential. Vitamin C helps your body produce collagen, the material that gives your blood vessels their strength and resilience. Without enough of it, those vessel walls can't maintain their shape or flexibility. You can think of it like reinforcing something that's starting to wear down, giving it the support it needs to function properly again. Over the years, I've seen a clear pattern. When vitamin C levels are low, swelling tends to linger longer, recovery slows down, and that heavy leg feeling becomes more noticeable. But when intake improves, many older adults begin to feel a difference. Their legs feel less tight, fluid doesn't settle as easily, and everyday movement starts to feel a bit lighter again. So how do you support this in a simple way? Foods like oranges, strawberries, bell peppers, and tomatoes are all helpful. But one that often surprises people is guava. It's actually one of the most concentrated sources of vitamin C you can get from food. And consistency matters more than quantity. Small, regular intake supports your body far better than occasional large amounts. So here's the key takeaway. Vitamin C helps restore strength and flexibility to your blood vessels, so they can support healthy flow instead of working against it. And the next vitamin is one I watch very closely, because many seniors are low in it without realizing, and it quietly affects not just circulation, but also how strong and stable your muscles feel from day to day. Now let's talk about number 4, and this is one I pay very close attention to in my older patients. Vitamin D, what I call the circulation switch that many seniors are quietly lacking. You may already know vitamin D as the sunshine vitamin, something linked to bones. But what most people over 60 never hear is this. Vitamin D also plays a powerful role in how your blood vessels function and how well blood actually flows to your legs and feet. Let me explain this in a simple way. Think of your circulation system like a series of roads with traffic signals controlling the flow. Even if the roads are clear, if the signals aren't working properly, traffic slows down, backs up, or becomes uneven. Vitamin D acts a bit like that control system. It helps regulate how your blood vessels open and relax. Without enough of it, those vessels tend to stay slightly tighter, more constricted. And when that happens, less blood reaches the smaller areas, especially your feet. Here's what that looks like in real life. Cold feet that don't seem to warm up. Legs that feel weak or tired more quickly. A sense that your lower body just isn't getting the energy it used to. But that's not all. Vitamin D also helps reduce inflammation in the body. And inflammation, especially in the blood vessels, is like having constant low-level irritation inside those pipes, making them less flexible and more resistant to flow. In my experience, when vitamin D levels are low, which is very common after age 60 due to less sun exposure and reduced absorption, circulation tends to suffer quietly in the background. And here's the encouraging part. When vitamin D levels are brought back into a healthy range, many seniors begin to notice their legs feel stronger, their feet feel warmer, and their overall mobility improves. Now, how do you support this? Sunlight is one of the most natural ways. Just 10 to 20 minutes of gentle sun exposure can help your body produce vitamin D. But for many seniors, especially those who spend more time indoors, that's often not enough. Foods like fatty fish, egg yolks, and fortified milk can help, but in many cases, a supplement is needed. Of course, it's always wise to check your levels and speak with your doctor about the right amount for you. So here's the simple takeaway. Vitamin D helps switch on proper blood vessel function, allowing your circulation to move more freely and efficiently, especially down into your legs and feet where it matters most. And coming up next, we're going to talk about a vitamin that works not just on your blood vessels, but on your nerves as well. Because circulation is not just about flow, it's also about communication. Now, if this is helping you understand what's really going on inside your body, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I say this because many older adults go years without ever getting this kind of clear explanation. And the more you understand how your body works, the more control you have over how you feel each day. And if you're finding yourself thinking, "This sounds exactly like me," then stay with me, because the next few vitamins work in a completely different way, especially when it comes to nerve signals and restoring that natural feeling in your feet. Now let's move to number 3. And this one becomes especially important if you've been noticing tingling, burning, or numbness in your feet. Vitamin B6, what I call the nerve and flow connector. Because circulation isn't just about how blood moves, it's also about how well your body communicates. Your nerves are constantly sending signals, telling your blood vessels when to adjust, your muscles when to respond, and your brain what your feet are actually feeling. But with age, those signals don't always stay clear. They can become weaker, slower, sometimes even mixed. And when that happens, you begin to feel it in very specific ways. That tingling sensation, that burning feeling, or that strange pins and needles that seems to come out of nowhere. At the same time, your blood vessels may not respond the way they should, because the signals guiding them aren't as precise anymore. Now here's where vitamin B6 plays a critical role. Inside your body, it helps regulate something called homocysteine. You don't need to remember the name, but here's why it matters. When this substance builds up, it can irritate your blood vessels and interfere with both circulation and nerve function. Vitamin B6 helps keep that under control. So instead of having irritated pathways and unclear signals, your system starts working in a more coordinated way, like everything is finally back in sync. And this is where many seniors notice a real difference. That constant tingling begins to settle down. The burning becomes less frequent, and your feet start to feel more stable and predictable again. Even walking can feel more natural, without that distracting, buzzing sensation underneath. Now, supporting this doesn't have to be complicated. Foods like bananas, potatoes, chickpeas, and chicken can all contribute. The key is simply including them regularly in your routine. And as always, balance matters. Too little can cause issues, but too much over time isn't ideal either, so staying within a healthy range is important. So the takeaway is simple. Vitamin B6 helps restore clear communication between your nerves and your circulation, so your blood flow responds properly, and your feet feel the way they're supposed to. And the next vitamin is where things can feel noticeably different, because instead of just supporting the system, it helps your blood vessels open up, allowing more flow to reach your legs and feet when you need it most. Now let's move to number 2, and this is where many seniors start to feel a more immediate difference. Vitamin B3, also known as niacin, what I call the natural vessel expander. This vitamin works in a very direct and noticeable way. If you think back to that image of your blood vessels as roads or pathways, over time those roads can become narrower. Less space means less flow, and less flow means your feet and legs don't get the warmth, oxygen, and nutrients they need. Vitamin B3 helps address that problem at its core. It encourages your blood vessels to widen or relax, allowing more blood to pass through. Think of it like turning a narrow, one-lane road into a wider highway. Suddenly, traffic can move more freely, and everything downstream improves. Here's what that means for you in real life. Some seniors notice a gentle warmth in their hands, legs, or feet after taking niacin. That's not a bad thing. In fact, it's often a sign that blood flow is increasing. Now you may be wondering, why don't more people talk about this? Well, vitamin B3 has something called a flushing effect. It can cause a temporary warmth or redness in the skin, especially in higher doses. For some people, that feels unusual at first. But here's what that really means. Your blood vessels are opening up. Circulation is improving. Of course, this is where guidance matters. Not everyone needs high doses, and some forms of niacin are gentler than others. So it's always wise to start low and speak with your doctor, especially if you have existing conditions. Now, beyond widening vessels, vitamin B3 also supports overall blood flow efficiency and helps reduce stiffness in the vascular system over time. In my experience, when used appropriately, it can help seniors feel a noticeable difference: warmer feet, less heaviness, and improved comfort when walking or standing. You can find vitamin B3 in foods like chicken, tuna, peanuts, and whole grains. And for some, supplements may be considered under proper guidance. So here's the simple takeaway. Vitamin B3 helps open up your blood vessels, like widening a narrow road, so more blood can reach your legs and feet, bringing warmth, energy, and relief. And now, we come to the final vitamin. This is the one I pay the closest attention to in older adults, because when it's low, circulation and nerve function both suffer quietly. And many people don't realize it until the symptoms become hard to ignore. Now we come to number 1. And this is the one I watch most closely in my older patients. Vitamin B12, what I call the circulation lifeline. And I don't use that word lightly, because when B12 levels begin to drop, it doesn't affect just one thing. It impacts your blood, your nerve signals, and your overall energy all at once. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Your body relies on healthy red blood cells to carry oxygen down into your legs and feet. Without enough oxygen, your muscles weaken, your nerves don't respond properly, and everything starts to feel slower. Vitamin B12 is what helps your body produce those strong, effective cells. But here's the part many people don't realize. After the age of 60, your ability to absorb B12 from food often declines. So even if your diet looks fine on the surface, your body may still be running low. And when that happens, the effects can creep in gradually. You may notice your feet feel numb, almost disconnected. Your balance may feel less steady. Walking may require more effort than it used to. And over time, that doesn't just affect movement, it affects your confidence. This is why B12 is so critical. It supports both oxygen delivery and nerve function at the same time. So your body isn't just getting circulation, it's actually able to use it properly. What I've seen over and over again is this. When B12 levels are restored, many seniors begin to feel more stable, more aware of their footing, and more energized throughout the day. That dull, numb sensation often starts to lift, and movement feels more natural again. Now, how do you support this? Foods like meat, fish, eggs, and dairy all contain B12. But because absorption can be an issue with age, many older adults still fall short. That's why in some cases, supplements, especially forms that dissolve under the tongue, are used to help the body take it in more effectively. Of course, checking your levels with your doctor is always the best place to start. So here's the key takeaway. Vitamin B12 helps restore the foundation of your circulation, from oxygen delivery to nerve response, so your body can function with strength and clarity again. And if there's one thing to remember from everything we've covered, this is one of the most common and most fixable reasons many seniors experience ongoing issues with circulation, balance, and energy. So let's bring this all together in a simple, clear way. Poor circulation in your legs and feet is not just about getting older. It's often about your body not getting the support it needs to keep blood flowing the way it should. Think of everything we covered today as parts of the same system. Vitamin E helps keep your blood vessels smooth and flowing, like well-oiled pipes. Vitamin C helps repair and strengthen those vessels so they don't weaken or leak over time. Vitamin D helps switch on proper vessel function and reduce inflammation, allowing better flow to reach your lower body. Vitamin B6 helps coordinate your nerves and circulation, so signals and movement stay in sync. Vitamin B3 helps open up your blood vessels, making it easier for blood to travel where it's needed. And vitamin B12 supports your blood itself and your nerve function, making sure oxygen delivery and sensation both stay strong. When you look at it this way, circulation is not just one thing. It's a combination of flow, structure, and communication, all working together. And here's the encouraging part. When you begin supporting these areas, even in small, consistent ways, many seniors start to notice real changes. Warmer feet, lighter legs, less tingling, more confidence when walking. In my experience, your body is often more responsive than you think. It just needs the right tools. And once you understand that, you're no longer guessing. You're supporting your body in a very targeted, meaningful way. Now, I'd really like to hear from you. Which of these vitamins surprised you the most? And which one do you think your body might be missing right now? And if you're already taking any of these, have you noticed a difference in how your legs or feet feel? Go ahead and share in the comments. Your experience could help someone else who's been quietly dealing with the same symptoms and wondering if there's anything they can do about it. If this video helped you understand your body in a clearer, more reassuring way, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Senior EverFit. This channel is here to give you simple, practical guidance that supports your strength, your mobility, and your independence as you age. And if you know someone, a spouse, a parent, a friend, who struggles with cold feet, leg weakness, or poor circulation, share this video with them. It might be exactly what they need to hear right now. Stay with us, because we're here to help you feel stronger, steadier, and more confident with every step. I want to leave you with this. What you're feeling in your legs and feet is not something you have to simply accept or ignore. Your body is not failing you. It may just be asking for the right kind of support. In all my years working with older adults, I've seen this again and again. When the body is given what it truly needs, it often responds in quiet but powerful ways. Warmer feet, steadier steps, more confidence getting up, walking, and moving through your day. So take this as a sign of hope, not worry. You are not too late. Your body is still listening, and small, consistent changes can lead to meaningful improvements over time. Take care of yourself, stay patient with your progress, and remember, you deserve to move through life with strength, comfort, and dignity. And I'll be right here with you, guiding you every step of the way.